hood, falling out the hood, falling getting money like a real one should. I'ma take a sip, get a little lit back in a bit, meditate, I think I should. No, we ain't friends, got me on 10.
It's still so crazy to me that Adam Lowry is the captain of the Winnipeg Jets. Like, I was getting ready for the Young Stars Classic, which is right around the corner, and out of nowhere, Adam Lowry is the captain. I love it. It's crazy. It's random, and it's everything that I would come to expect from this Jets franchise. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey, and today we're going to be talking about the prospects because it is that time of year. The Young Stars Classic in Penticton is right around the corner. The first game is going to be on Friday, and it is going to be a fun weekend of young, talented hockey out in the Okanagan Valley. I'm very excited to see this team this year going out to Penticton. This is always one of my favorite times of years because you really get to see where the prospects are at. I love watching them match up against the other NHL teams and their prospects, just figuring out where these players are. Colby Barlow coming into this year as well out of the draft. You get to see the newest players usually to the franchise in this tournament, and it's great. You also get to see a lot of returning places. So there you go. You're taking a look at that roster. We're going to talk about some guys today. Obviously, Nikita Cherburkov, a big name there. Really excited to see Brad Lambert play, Chaz Lucius, Henry Nikinen, Daniel Torgerson, Danny Zilkin. On defense, you've got Lundmark and Solimson, and then on goaltending, DiVincenzi and Millix. It's going to be a crazy, crazy weekend. I'm super excited to see how Colby Barlow is going to perform with all these amazing studs on this team. But I'm more importantly, I'm just excited to see Brad Lambert. Last year, this tournament was Brad Lambert's coming out party, really, in his professional career. In my opinion, it was his first real jump and play, and everyone saw it, and it was a big deal. Then he went on to have the season he had with the Thunderbirds, obviously winning the championship down there in the WHL, and he was fantastic. So I'm really expecting to see that growth on a even more of a bigger level from Brad Lambert going into this tournament. I really do expect to see the most out of him because I'm not going to lie, I'm very high on Brad Lambert. I think there's a chance he really could make the Jets opening date night roster. I really think that there's a good chance there. He's very young, he's talented, he's hungry, and he's everything the Jets really need in that forward department with some versatility, some youth, and some dang good skill. But I'm very excited to see how Brad Lambert, his game has grown and his next steps, because again, last year this was his coming out party at this tournament, so I'm hoping to see that type of growth again from him as well. Obviously, I'm super excited again to see Nikita Cherburkov because we haven't really seen him at all. He's been this mysterious Russian prospect putting up fantastic numbers for a while now, and you know, obviously the Jets signed him in the offseason. That's great, and I'm really excited to see what he can bring to this camp because I think he's going to be a really key, important part of the Manitoba Moose team going forward next year. And again, this is a guy that spent a lot of time in Russia. You know, I just haven't been able to see that many highlights even of him. Like, you go and you look for recent highlights, and the best you can find is 2 years ago. You can find little montages of it, and the guy's been so skillful. We saw it in the World Juniors a couple years ago. I really think that he's going to be a key contributor for the Manitoba Moose going into this year, and I'm really excited to see how his game fits to this early North American test for him. It's going to be a really exciting tournament with a lot of players like this coming over, seeing how their game's fitting with this kind of, you know, North American style. Obviously, these guys coming over from Europe, really this is their first big test on an NHL level, and it's really exciting. Obviously, Daniel Torgerson as well is a guy that I've been following a lot on the last couple of years. I really liked him with the Moose last year. He had some good games in there. He played well. Really excited to see how his game grows because, again, expect him to have a bigger role with the Moose going forward. A lot of these guys are going to be getting a bigger role with the Moose. Again, another guy I really expect to have a killer season with the Manitoba Moose is Danny Zilkin, and I expect to see him kill in this tournament. He is just filthy, and I really think that he might be one of the most underrated prospects we have in the system. I don't really know how I can grade him yet as like a top 6 guy because he's got the skill, but really wanting to see how these prospects fit, where the kind of coaches use them, where their skills shine, what areas they've grown the most in. I really want to see Zilkin's two-way game grow a lot more because his offensive skill is just nasty. But again, I just want to see the growth from these guys, right? From last year, a lot of these players had very good debut tournaments coming into their second year. You want to see that growth. You want to see what they can bring, hopefully, to a more in a bigger role with the Moose. Again, same with DiVincenzi. He's been fantastic. The Dom is probably my favorite prospect outside of Lambert. Like, I've said that a couple times already, but he was so good last year in that tournament. He was one of the most fun players to watch, as well as Lambert. So really excited to see him going back back there. And then again, you can't forget about the fact that we got Milik as well, who was recently drafted, and this goaltending tandem just excites me to all hell. Like, I am so excited for the future of DiVincenzi's and Milik. I think that this could be kind of like what we've been talking about for years. The Jets kind of, within the Jets fandom, we've always had this, the Comrie Hellebuck, right? We always thought that eventually that was the way things were going to go. We really thought that Comrie was going to be that guy, and it took a long time, but Comrie turned into a serviceable backup for about 1 year for Connor Hellebuck there. Now, I think that if this tandem could be developed properly, this could be exactly what the Jets needs to cement themselves going into a modern-day NHL. Almost every real competitor now has a really, really good tandem. And I think that this could be exactly what the team needs going forward. Obviously, I've got my hopes high. This is also counting on that both of these guys hit. But again, just watching and planting the seeds right now, I think that that's very, very important. And I really am excited to see how the goaltending core goes, because I think the Jets probably have arguably the best goaltenders going into this tournament potentially. And I'm really excited to see how they play, because the defense as well is really, really good. Super excited to see how Simeon Lundmark plays. I've been really high on him for a long time now, as well as Elias Samuelsson. And I'm really excited to see how those two play. Tyrell Bauer as well has been kind of underrated in all my rankings the last few years, but he's been pretty solid as well. Dmitry Kuzmin as well, another solid defenseman back there at a two-way game. And again, these are guys that I expect to see with pretty increased roles with the Moose, especially with the fact that Leon Gavanke is no longer with the Moose, so there's going to be a big spot there on the power play, especially if Chisholm potentially makes the Jets. There's could be a lot of opportunity down there with the Moose this year, and I think a lot of these guys are going to be looking for that, and that makes me really, really excited. Last year's Young Stars Classic was a great look into this kind of upcoming core of prospects we have in the system right now, and it's really exciting, because this is the most exciting I think Jets fans get right now, is the prospects. Obviously, we like Lowry getting the captaincy. The trade to get Velarde was great, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, the future and winning is what we want, and I'm very, very excited in this core. I believe in this core, and I cannot wait to watch some of these players, this entire team, honestly, go into this tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun to finally get some Jets hockey back, and I cannot wait to watch it. So let me know your thoughts down below, who you are most excited to see, who you think will be the standout in this tournament. I'd love to hear your thoughts going into it. Obviously, tomorrow, Friday, will be the big game, so the kickoff tomorrow, so look for that. We'll be covering these games, not as like usual with the recaps, but I will be posting highlight reels whenever I get to around it with the footage, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace, love, and positivity as always. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, turn notifications if you haven't already. Go Jets, go. Like I already said, peace, love, and positivity. I will see you guys in the next one. It's hockey season. It's that time. Dust off the sticks, boys. We're back on the pond.
It'll all be over.